Aside from just drafting Ayo Dosunmu, the Bulls also made some additional moves with undrafted free agents. The first one was Ethan Thompson. They signed him to an Exhibit 10 deal. The Exhibit 10 deal basically allows the team, he can join the team for Summer League and preseason, but the team also controls his G League rights. So if they decide, or if he decides that he's going to go to the G League, he will be playing for the Windy City Bulls instead of signing with a different G League team. So a little more flexibility for the team in that regard. Ethan Thompson is another combo guard who actually has similar measurables to Ayo. He was an NCAA tournament all-region honoree last season and a 2020-2021 all Pac-12 first team selection. So a solid resume for this guy right here. He made the all Pac-12 tournament team. Just a very accomplished college player right there. You're going to hear me say a lot of similar things to Ayo Dosunmu. A good defender, combo guard, great lateral quickness. His offense is probably lacking more than Ayo. I'd say Ayo has a more, I don't want to say polished, but he has a more well-rounded bag of tricks than Ethan Thompson does. Just a lot to work on offensively for him. But we've talked about this before, right? Players coming into the NBA or in the Summer League or whatever it ends up being, playing defense is a way to get on a team. Playing defense is a way to get heads turned, and you can develop some of those offensive skills. Coming into the league playing defense, every team always needs defense. So if you're able to be a high level elite defender, you can make a name for yourself in this league. It shows AK's commitment to improving our defense. I think a lot of people were concerned with the Vucevic trade about how that would affect our defense overall. Vuce obviously being not much of a center, not much of a rim protector at the center position. So we're going to look at the perimeter and try to improve that in as many ways as we can. So Ethan Thompson, a name to watch in Summer League. Who knows? Devon Dotson was able to stick with the team last season, even without Summer League. Maybe one of these guys that I'm going to talk about could stick with the team through Summer League. So another guy that the Bulls are inviting to Summer League is Ryan Daly, another combo guard. So keeping with the theme here, this guy, on the other hand, was a volume scorer. He averaged over 18 points per game at St. Joe's. Not the most consistent shooter, but he can score at multiple levels. He has different ways to get to the rack. Not much of a playmaker or a passer, so it's kind of hard to determine how his game will translate to the next level. But he is able to defend pretty well. He's a solid defender. He gets steals, he gets blocks. It's just, what position will he play, and how will they be able to work him into the lineup? So probably coming off the bench, I would imagine, in Summer League, and we'll just have to see, how his game translates. A lot of these guys, there's a reason that they went undrafted, and there's a reason they'll be playing in Summer League, and we'll have to see what kind of roles they can fit for themselves. It's kind of up to them at that point. Like you have to carve out your own role. You have to prove why you belong on that team and try to make it so you can stick with the team for the long run. So we'll see. Ryan Daly, another combo guard. The third and final guy we're going to talk about is Troy Baxter Jr., another guy being invited to Summer League by the Bulls. This time a forward. So we're trying to distance ourselves from the theme a little bit. He was the first player to win both the American Family Insurance High School Slam Dunk Competition and the College Slam Dunk title. So this guy can jam it. Okay, this guy is an athletic, maybe stretch four kind of player. He says he models his game after guys like Carmelo Anthony and Kevin Durant. He's a big fan of that one-legged fadeaway jumper that we've seen Kevin Durant and Carmelo Anthony patent throughout their career. He can guard multiple positions. He played at a smaller school, obviously, but at that school, he was very successful. And like I keep saying, very athletic. He wants people to know that he is not only a dunker. He has said that explicitly. When you go look up his highlights, you're going to see a lot of dunks, but he has other abilities. He considers himself to be a multi-level defender. He can defend multiple positions. So he sees his game as being two-way, and we'll have to see in Summer League. Once again, carve out your own role, play your game, and try to turn some heads and impress the Bulls scouting staff. And I think that a player coming from a smaller school like Troy Baxter Jr., I think it shows you how much AK and Mark Eversley are scraping the bottom of the barrel to find all kinds of hidden talent. They're looking overseas. They're looking at small schools here in the US. They're looking right in our hometown in Chicago. So they are looking at every single possibility to improve this roster. I think that's very encouraging. It makes me happy, and it makes me realize how well, we already know how better this front office was than the last one. But if you had any doubts, if you had any concerns about the research that these guys do and their commitment to improve our team, this is the kind of move that should show it to you. We're not just signing guys for the sake of signing it. It's not drafting Eric Murphy. It's not drafting Cameron Bairstow. Like, these are players who are very successful and could end up being talented rotational pieces in the NBA. So we're not trading away picks for cash considerations either, right? We're taking the pick. We're taking in as much talent as we can to see what we got. So if you have any doubts, I mean, why are you listening to the podcast called In Our Tourists We Trust? I'm just kidding. But you know what I mean? If you have any doubts, I feel like this should be reassuring to you, the fact that they are committed to exploring all possibilities to improve the team. So definitely encouraged by that. Excited to see what we got with these players in Summer League next month. Stay tuned. I'll obviously cover it all right here on the podcast and on my YouTube channel, our Tourist Fan Club, on all platforms, as always. Next up,